So, with those being read, I'm gonna hand it off to you. I'll keep tracking every single bit, and as soon as we reach the point that we need to close it, you just yell at me, yeah? Okay, good luck. Handing it over to you.
All right, thank you very much. Wait, I do hear myself now. I need that fixed. I don't want to hear myself.
Technology.
Okay, now I still hear myself. Or maybe it's just outside. It's fine. I guess I'll roll with it. So, thank you very much. We will be doing Pokemon Yellow. I'm here with Legend Eater, Retro, and Jim B with the Cubone. Before the run, I will set my options to fast attack speed, animations off, and battle style set. So I will count down. 3, 2, 1, start. So yeah, Pokemon Yellow, Generation 1 of Pokemon, follow-up version on Pokemon Red. In this game, they added some elements from the Pokemon TV show. As I just named my character one character name, do the same for a rival. I will give this a W because originally I was gonna race Pokemon Yellow with SL Wheat at BSG, but he wasn't able to come, so I will still involve him a little bit in this. He doesn't get more than one character though, because otherwise we're not going fast as we can.
Yeah, each character is like 1 frame to display. He's not worth more than 1 frame.
Still, we will have incentive for the Nidoran name though, because it's fun. So I heard the bidding is going on quite intensively, so you can still snipe that name. Okay, so Pokemon Oak just successfully YOLO balled the Pikachu.
What are the odds?
What are the odds? He's cheating, I think.
Disqualified.
Yeah, so contrary to Red and Blue, we are not allowed to pick our own starter. Instead, we have to deal with a Pokemon that's not very useful.
I agree. 100%.
Let's see if we can still pick the Eevee, though. Oh no, I guess SL Wheat wants it.
Ooh.
So yeah, as I said, Pikachu is not very useful, especially not for the speedrun. He is very big trouble with getting past Brock. And it just doesn't have the highest stats overall.
What do you mean? You're not gonna do anime strats and just turn on the
the water?
The water thing?
Yeah.
And then electrocute him?
I've tried it, but it's not very effective.
You're not a very good Pokemon trainer then.
Thank you. So, Pikachu will have to do one battle though. Which is of course the first rival fight. The fight is not really important to win or lose. But winning or losing this fight has implications for the evolution that the rival will get. If we win, you will get a Flareon. If we lose, and this will decide it. Okay, ooh. We actually live on 1. Oh! That's a general miss! Oh!
Tackle's a great move.
Very good start. I will have to explain this right away. So, in Gen 1, even the 100% accuracy moves have a chance to miss. Due to bad coding. There's a 1 in 256 chance that the move misses, and it just happened.
Getting out of the way early though, you know? You usually see 1 per run, so
yeah.
Let's hope that that's the one.
On average, you see it once per run, yeah.
So I bet that you say 2.
Got that going. Yeah.
For the opponent though.
Yeah, much better. So, yeah, as I said, it doesn't really matter to lose that fight. But he will now have a Vaporeon instead of a Flareon. And his team will give me a little bit less XP than he would if he would have Flareon. So that means that later we will have to fix that with fighting another trainer than we usually would. That gives us a little bit more XP to fix the XP again. On average it's about 10 seconds slower, so it's not the end of the world. We will have a Ninetales in his team now to compensate the fire type. And the Ninetales has quick attack, so that could be a little bit annoying sometimes when we fight him at low HP. But yeah. Very exciting start of the run.
No, story stuff. You have to get a parcel for Professor Oak.
Yeah.
And then go back again. And then bond with Pikachu.
It's like a rite of passage for every Pokemon run, kind of the parcel run. It's the first 5 minutes. It's kind of exact same for every run.
Just hoping for not too many encounters at Route 1. It's about 10% per tell to get an encounter. On average, you will get between 3 and 4. And we had only 1 so far, so that's fine.
Mr. Streamer, why are you going behind Professor Oak?
Very good question, very good question. So, in this game, the rifle walks extremely slow. And because the camera is now a bit up because we moved above Oak, he will have to walk a less amount of tells than if he would talk to Oak in front of him. So it's basically faster to just talk behind him, so the rifle walks less steps.
But you're stuck now, Pikachu's blocking your path.
Oh shit, I'm gonna fix this. Oops. Yeah, so if I hold B, I can just walk through Pikachu without bonking. Yeah, that's very convenient. As I said, we will not be using Pikachu anymore after the first rifle fight. We will have to find something else that's good for the speedrun. And there are a few options that are good against Brock in the early game. There's, for example, Mankey, shoutouts to Quanlyways. Butterfree would do quite well with Confusion, but is obviously not so strong later on. So we will go for the Nidoran male. It's a very strong Pokemon at all stages of the game. He appears above Route 2, but only 5% encounter rate at the highest level. So to get him, we will do something that's called RNG manipulation. I'm only supposed to buy 4 here.
And the Paralyzed Heal is just for safety, right?
Yeah, so if Nidoran would not get in the ball first try, I would have to weaken it with Pikachu, and then Pikachu could basically paralyze my own Nidoran. And that's the only reason why FD paralyze Nidoran.
So we explained how to get Vaporeon and Flareon, but some might be thinking, how do you get Jolteon? You do that, like, there's an optional rival fight to the left of Viridian, where if you do that fight, he will get Jolteon. But since it's obviously optional, it's slow, so...
I think it's based on how many wins you have against him as well. So if we were to fight him now, we'd get Flareon?
Yeah, exactly. If you have 1 win, he gets Flareon. If you have 2 wins, he gets Jolteon. Okay, so here we'll do RNG manipulation for the Nidoran. I will need some science for that, and the Nidoran name is cut for the bit war at this point.
I can close the bidding. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay, so if I did that right, it will get into the ball as well. And I did right. Cool.
It is a lot harder than it looks. It's like a 3-frame window and then a 4-frame window or something.
What's the name for the Nidoran?
Let me check real quick. Refreshing my page as of right now. And we do have... There it is. Currently, the winner is Flutzeran with 111 euros.
Wow, let's go. Thank you so much for donating, guys. So Flutz, so... Okay, let's check if I did it right. Flutzeran, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
I did it right. Good. I will still have to check if I actually have the good stats. And I do. Okay, that's fine. Because there is a small chance that we don't get the right stats. It's, the RNG manipulation basically has a chance to fail based on the frame you save on. So I could have not gotten the Nidoran there, or a Nidoran with completely different stats, or like tiny different stats in some cases. But luckily we have a decent one. We don't have the best one, but we have a quite decent one. So for this fight, we will first weaken the Caterpie to make it, on average, the most optimal amount of turns. I'd have to explain something about critical hits. So if I were to crit this Caterpie, it would ignore the stat changes from the Leer. And because of how critical hits work in Gen 1, it would actually do less damage in this case. So sometimes it's not beneficial to crit. Critical hit chances are also incredibly high in Gen 1, because in Gen 1, the critical hit chances are based off the base speed of the Pokémon. So you can sometimes, for several Pokémon, you get like incredibly high crit rates. For example, we will meet a Dugtrio later in the run, and it has like 23% crit rate. It's incredible. Our Nidoran has about a 10% crit rate. I think it's 9 point something. So the guy we just fought was actually an optional, but we need to fight some optionals at the start to be able to get double kick before Brock, because without double kick the Brock fight is incredibly slow and dangerous. So we have to do it. And that's a Pidgey. We need a flyer later on, so I'm gonna try to catch this. Level 6 is not guaranteed to get in though. Level 4 would have been. Cool.
Nice.
That's very convenient. If I would not have seen a Pidgey here, I would have done a force manipulation for it, because encounter rate is also really high, so we combine it with manipulating no encounters into a Pidgey basically. But now we can just do the no encounters part.
Yeah, the only difference for that is like 1 extra input, right?
Yeah, exactly. So the way RNG manipulation works is basically you save and reset the game, and at that point also the RNG seed is reset to the same point every time. And then if I buffer my inputs, you will always land on the same frame, which should be the same RNG as well. So we can in some situations use that in our advantage. This Metapod I really hope doesn't use Harden. Otherwise I have to keep using Leer. Because our Horn Attack PP is actually quite tight. He keeps using it. Nothing different from normal runs though. Okay, this is getting ridiculous. Use something else, doesn't matter what. Okay, thank you.
Nice, back to the anime.
While you're fighting with the Metapod, do we have time for a few donations?
Yep,
Okay,
for sure.
perfect. First of all, from Hapkaine Name, €5 saying Luigi is banned for the Super Mario Galaxy run, and that obviously went to Mario. And then Wartab with €31 saying Ree Flutsheran. And then Flutsheran supporter 123 with €10 saying Flutsheran it is. And those two guys just sniped the name, so yeah.
Okay, so there will be force manipulation. I won't have to get the Pidgey, so we'll do a small alternative to that. So we don't get IGT. Watched one there. Okay. So right before this guy we would normally have gotten a Pidgey, but we don't need it anymore.
It might look like he's just walking a path there, like, really easy, but you might notice a small lag for him, like as he's walking. He's actually pressing A at certain points throughout that manipulation just to make the frames kind of line up. And A press skips over a frame, so
Yeah.
it just allows us to more easily make the things we need to happen.
Yeah, when you press A, the game will think that you are trying to pick up an item or something like that. or yeah, perform an action, talk to someone, or do something. So it will produce a few lag frames that we can use in our advantage to delay the RNG a little bit. Okay, so that was Forest. Forest is usually the most RNG heavy part of the run, so...
In this game, it's not possible to do extended manip after a trainer, right?
Wait, do you mean from a manip into a trainer and after a trainer, or?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not possible to do that because you have to select a move, and when you select a move, you never do it on the same frame every time. So yeah, once you get into a battle, you're not able to extend the RNG manip anymore. Yeah. Okay, I saved before that fight because there are a few things that could go wrong here. I should be able to heal out of crit range on both this fight and the Brock fight, but I'm saving there in case if it goes wrong, I will end up all the way back in Pallet Town, and definitely don't want to do that. Okay, so after the sensor we will level to 12, which is where we get double kick. And then we're ready to fight Brock. This could be kind of risky. I can die to a crit here. Okay. We'll even get the red bar jingle here. So what the red bar does is, so whenever you're on low HP, approximately below 20 HP, you will be in red bar and an alarming sound will start playing. And that sound has priority over some other jingles, as for example the level ups. So when you're in red bar and you level up, you will actually skip the entire jingle of you leveling up, and that saves quite a bit of time. Not as much as in red though, because in red you will also skip over the cries of enemy Pokemon getting into battle, which is not the case in yellow. But because it saves so much time in red, we would actually force to set it up in a lot of places. The time save is so much that you basically cannot go around it. But in yellow it's more like you take it as it comes. This Onyx can be quite annoying with Bind, because he's faster and he will not let us go once he uses Bind. We cannot move in between. Bite is actually really good, because he will like hit back the damage we do to him at double, but he cannot move while we are attacking him, so we can just take him out here. That was quite a good fight. That was batch number 1, and Brock is talking here about our moves getting more powerful. And even though that might seem a little bit vague, what he means is that after beating Brock, your attack will be boosted by 1.125, multiplied by 1.125 for all your Pokemon. It's basically part of the story that once you beat Brock, your Pokemon get a little bit stronger. But there's actually something in the code that if one of my other stats get modified, so for example, these Caterpies can use String Shot, which lowers my speed, and if that happens, the Bash Boot gets reapplied. So actually the Caterpies using String Shot on me would boost my attack by 1.125. And that will keep stacking until I level up or when I'm done with the fight. It could be kind of useful in some cases. In some cases we even force it by using X items that also modify your stats. But in this case it's usually just to save the Horn Attack PP and finish off with Tackle wherever we can. Cannot finish that off with tackle, unfortunately. So the badge boost was gone there. The reapplied badge boost was gone there after I leveled to level 14. If I would have still had it, then I could have killed the Caterpie with tackle.
Yeah, there are certain fights later on as well where if we were to level up in the middle of a battle, say if we fought an extra trainer, where it would actually affect us because we need that badge boost just to be faster than certain Pokemon.
Yeah.
We might see that later. We probably won't.
Hopefully not.
Hopefully not, yeah.
That would mean that I messed up my experience route.
We have faith.
Yeah. I'm quite low on horn attacks here, so I need to figure out something to save on. And luckily I can save it here because I crit. So I can tackle this.
thing to talk about as well is attack animations.
Yeah, exactly. So even though we have animations off, you can still see a little animation whenever you use a move. So whenever I use Horn Attack, you see a little flashing animation on the opponent. And whenever I use a move like Double Kick, it gives a little shake. And that little shake is about 0.9 seconds faster than the flash. So whenever we can, we prefer to finish off with a shake move rather than a flash move.
That also applies to, even though the move is not very effective and you waste one extra text box, it'll still be faster, right?
Yeah, exactly. So even when you would get an extra text box, you still use the shake move. This is a range. I will probably not get this. Oh, okay,
Nice.
cool. Yeah, I needed to tackle there because quite low on horn attacks. But now we're completely fine.
Another thing to talk about is the thing you keep mentioning, ranges.
Yeah. Yeah, so you never do damage to a Pokemon in one set value. It will always be in a range. So the way that works is that the game calculates a value based on your attack, Pokemon's defense, and the power of your move. And then I think it can do a damage in a range of 12.5% less or more than that. And if we do the maximum amount of damage, we call it a 1 in 39. Or also for the lowest amount of damage, you can also 1 in 39 low roll. So we evolve to Nidorino, and we will basically use Nidorino only for this fight. After that, we will shortly get the Moonstone and straight away evolve into Nidoking. So if there are any donations that came in, then it would be a good time to read them.
Let me just have a quick look. We have one donation, a €5 donation from Daily Leaf saying, "Hello everyone, second time watching, first time viewer. I am donating to say that I love seeing all my favorite childhood games get destroyed, like the chemo destroyed my stage 6 cancer. His grandpa also recently died of cancer and his grandma has cancer now, so money goes to save the viewer. Hype."
Alright, thank you, Daily. Okay, so we will shortly arrive at Mount Moon. And that's where I will do the last RNG manipulation of the run. So Moon is a very long stretch of spots where you can get encounters. So we will try to manipulate that. But first, we have to get rid of Pikachu, and he's very sad.
We are not.
So the thing is, if you would still have Pikachu in your party, it can trigger cutscenes during the game, and obviously that's slower. So we have to get rid of it. I might have done it wrong. Yeah.
Oh.
I just have to reset again. Was too slow on the start press there.
Do we have a moment for me to talk about who we are and what we do?
Oh, sure.
Yeah? Okay. We are the Benelux Speedrunner Gathering. We organize bi-monthly gatherings in the Benelux for speedrunners. We're currently streaming our annual event live from Hotel Asteria in Venray, the Netherlands. We are raising money for the Dutch Cancer Society, which is a nationwide organization committed to fight cancer while aiming for more cure and a higher quality of life for those already battling the disease. All of your donations will go to the Dutch Cancer Society.
So like I talked about before, every manipulation has its own consistency. And this manipulation is actually extremely consistent. It works on 97% of the frames, which a guy in the community called Stringflow worked extremely hard on, because it's incredibly hard in an area like this to get a manipulation that consistent. Shoutouts to him. He does a lot of work for the community.
Yeah, there's a lot of programming gone into making sure we see no Zubats here.
Yeah, you have to check a lot of different paths. It's extremely hard. Okay, and we didn't get IGT'd. Didn't expect to, but luckily we actually didn't. So now that we have the Moonstone, we will immediately evolve it to Nidoking. It's one of the reasons why Nidoking is so good for Pokemon Yellow, or like the Nidoran male evolution line, because at level 16 you're already a tier 3 Pokemon, whereas most Pokemon you're fighting are still in their first stage. So Nidoking has a pretty good time getting quite quick through these fights.
Yes, we'd also talk about that these manips have not always been used for the rule set. It wasn't until a few years ago when we switched to RTA timing. Before that we used in-game time, so we weren't allowed to save and reset in the middle of a run, because that would give a confusing outcome of what time you got in the run. So you weren't able to do manipulations back in the day, so people would actually go through Mount Moon and then hope for almost no encounters, because you just cannot never go through Mount Moon without an encounter.
Yeah. And if you would still like to do that, then there's a category name called Any % Glitchless Classic, which the name refers to, like, the classic rules that we used to have. Yeah, and then you can still do it without RNG manipulations, or like without hard reset. Get an encounter here. Encounter rate in Moon is only 4%. So usually you don't see an encounter here, but
Yeah, it's changed the Pokemon speedruns generally for all generations pretty much, because we were able to even reset and then do manipulation for almost every single generation, except for, at the moment, Gen 6 and 7, when there's no manipulation.
yeah. Basically the 3DS games. It's also interesting that in every game... Oh, that's a nice crit. Otherwise, like this, Ekans has Wrap, and that's an extremely slow move, so it's nice that we don't have to deal with that. But yeah, it's interesting that in every generation the RNG manipulation works in Wow, we also crit me up. Okay, so that the RNG manipulation works in extremely different ways. For example, yeah, we saw Gen 4 earlier this week, and RNG manipulation works entirely different there. You can extend it after fights, for example. This is Retro said before, you cannot do that in Gen 1.
And even in, for example, you're talking about Generation 4, there's even a difference in the different games you're doing. Like in Diamond Pearl, you can do battle manipulation, but in Platinum, I believe you can. Or at least, like, maybe not the Sinnoh games. Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, you can't do battle manipulation, but you can in Heart Gold, Soul Silver. Even though they're all Generation 4. So they even looked into the RNG and changed it a little bit.
Yeah, that's quite interesting. Okay, so the early part of the game is over. It's always a nice milestone. So I go ahead and pick up the rare candy here real quick. And after that we will shortly see a familiar face.
Sweet.
Yeah, hey look, it's W. So this time he has a lot stronger team than before, and he was already able to beat us before, so... yeah, in most Pokemon games, the second rival fight is actually quite annoying or scary. For example, this Spearow has the move Growl, that we absolutely don't want to see. And we get a pretty good outcome there. Because Leer would not have mattered, and it even failed, so... But what's really annoying is this Sandshrew, who has Sand Attack. We really don't want to see that, because Sand Attack is really busted in Gen 1. It will lower our accuracy to... a 100% move, it will be lowered to about 67% accuracy. But he didn't use Sand Attack, so he gives us a quite easy time here. Also quite interesting is that these kind of status dropping moves in Gen 1 has a 25% to fail, even when they're 100% moves. Almost like the game wanted to give you like a way out in case you would get status move. This Eevee also has Sun Attack. It uses Growl and that's completely fine.
There's also a little thing you're doing that some people might not even notice, but something that actually saves a lot of time throughout the run is that you do a technique called buffering moves, where you can start holding buttons in the middle of a jingle, and then it'll automatically, for example, open the fighting menu, or it'll skip the window with the stats for whenever you level up, so you can skip that window completely and save a few frames.
Yeah, in Gen 1 we use a lot of buffering. Gen 1 allows for a lot of buffering, so for example there, yeah, when my Nidoran King gets sent out and does his cry, I can already start holding A to get into my fight menu. Even when the Caterpie there uses Tackle on me and my HP is going down, I can already start holding A to buffer selecting my next fight menu. So very soon we will be hitting level 21 on Nidoking, and we have 2 candies right now. So when we hit 21, we will immediately candy to 23. Because at 23 we learn a very important move, the move Thrash. And Thrash is a very powerful move. It has 90 power, and you don't have to reselect it once you selected it for the upcoming 3 or 4 turns. So it's an extremely powerful and quick move. Also has shake animation, so yeah, we basically call Thrash the speedrunner move. Because in casual play it's actually quite annoying. Because usually you don't know like how many hits it will take, and after those 3 or 4 turns you will get confused. So what we do in speedruns is we basically use it on fights where we know that we will not have to hit more than 3 of them, so we will never get confused. But there is at least one exception to that. There's one fight where we need to hit 4 of them. And another Gen 1 miss. One attack just missed. 1 in 256 chance.
Oh, is anyone donating for Gen 1 misses?
And of course you get punished by Rap as well. That was already the second one of the run, so quite hype. Not something you see very often usually.
Pumping up those numbers of average Gen 1 misses in a run.
Yeah, we're already over the average. Pretty incredible. Let's see how many more we will get.
I mean, at this rate, we're gonna get 8 in total.
Do you have a moment for a few donations?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. First off, we have a €100 donation by
Wow.
Timo van der Werf. He's saying, "Hi all, saw some of you at First Look 2019 and 2018. Never been to the monthly, even due to schedule, but at least I can support you all through this. Money goes to runner's choice, so is there any incentive you would like €100 to go to?"
Yeah, for sure. It would be the Glitch exhibition of Mage Sim Australia by Dolany.
Okay, I'll put it towards that. Then we also have a €25 donation by Anonymous with no comment. And a €5 donation by HN saying, "Good luck Araya, be careful, rare candy is hard to use."
1 to 2.
Thank you, HM. So yeah, we have to move Thrash now. This is probably one of the most consistent parts of the run. We are literally thrashing through here. Yeah, and everything dies to it, so. So here, a very nice guy who actually gives us a nugget. Comes in very handy later. Oh wait, what? It's part of Team Rocket. He's
Join.
trying to bribe us.
You should join. He's asking you nicely.
Let's battle him for it. If he wins, we will join. I promise. See what Rijn can do. Don't think he stands a chance. Thrash too overpowered here. All these tiny, low-level Pokemon against a big Nidoking. Yeah, so we will go a little bit out of the way here to pick up the Charmander. And we need Charmander for the moves Cut and Dig. Yeah, basically you need Cut just to progress the game. And Dig is just very handy to get out of areas quicker. Luckily I did not forget to fight this guy, because this is actually where you need to choose which hiker to fight. This one is a little bit slower than the other one, but gives more XP, and we need it because we will miss some XP later on the rival fight by him having Ninetales and Vaporeon.
This is Karate Chop was just neutral damage. Isn't it a fighting type move
No, it's a normal type move.
in this game?
Yeah, did I change it later?
Pretty sure they did.
It could be, could be. I would not know. So now we fixed our XP for the rest of the run, basically. I don't fight anything else. Any optionals. The other hiker would have had only one Onyx. And potentially the Onyx could be slower, only in the case if he would use Bind on us and actually hits us for 5 turns with it. But on average that fight is a little bit faster. So, fluts around.
How are you finding the text boxes with the extra frames? Extra characters?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's always a little bit weird to play with a long name like this because yeah, obviously we always name our Nidoran just one character, usually A. So yeah, the timing feels like always quite a bit off when you see like an entire name displaying here. It's a little bit weird, but we've done it before, so it will be. Like, I'm already getting a little bit used to it. Not entirely though. Oddish going down.
Not the Oddish though.
Yeah, there will be an Oddish coming at a later split. That is a later part of the game that is quite scary.
Is it this one?
No, it's not this one.
Oh.
This one is very under level. But yeah, there are a lot of mandatory fights here, but we're done with them. It's actually quite nice that we get the XP because we will fight Misty very shortly. And we actually need to be level 25. Or it's actually very preferred to be level 25 for that fight.
This is one of the places where there's a cutscene with Pikachu, right?
Yeah, yeah. If we would still have had Pikachu in our team, there would be a little cutscene here. I guess it's like Pikachu playing with Bill or something because it thinks it's a Pokemon.
No, it's gonna run over to him and be like, what face?
Yeah. Guess we get some applause there for saving Bill. Or for skipping a cutscene. Okay, so in red we would actually be able to escape rope out of that house. You were able to do it from houses, but they fixed that in yellow. So we have to walk all the way back to Cerulean City instead of teleporting out of there.
It's like a victory lap though. It's past all the people we've just defeated, so
that's a good way to call it.
Go past all the victims.
We've beaten all of them. And they're standing there, hopeless, defeated. Okay, I will take the center here. Because it's quite important to be high HP for next fight. Or next gym. Misty's gym. But we also are needed to set our war point to here. So you could either basically center before or after Misty. But we do it before because we need the HP. There is a case in which I would do it after as well. For a marathon, for example, if I get like hit into really low health after Misty. But we'll see how that goes. First get past this Goldeen. This Goldeen has Supersonic. But because I'm already level 25, it has a small chance to one hit. It also dies with a crit. Okay, no Supersonic, so we're good. I will say for this fight, this fight is quite scary. We are just level 25, which means we are just faster than the Starmie. At level 24 would have been slower. But still, the Starmie is quite scary. It has good AI, which means that it will always use a super effective move. Although it can also use X-Defend. But yeah, it has the move Bubble Beam. It has a very high crit rate and can also speedfall us. Which would be really scary. And if it uses X-Defend, then we cannot kill it in 2 turns anymore. So there are plenty of things that can go wrong here.
a lot of runs die here.
Yeah, a lot of runs die here. This is the first like big run killer.
That's nice.
Bubble Beam.
Not so nice.
Hoping for no speedfall. Okay,
Lovely.
cool. No speedfall, no crit, so we're completely fine. Yeah, quite happy with no death here. In red, it kills a lot more runs than in yellow because you want to be, or you don't usually take the center in red, so you're on a little bit lower HP. So a crit would mean a death immediately, whereas in yellow we can actually tank a crit as well. So it wouldn't need, it needs a little bit more to take us down, but it can definitely happen. If I would have gotten speedfall there, for example. And now we have to fight his rocket standing here. Guess he made a big mess in that house. We need to stop him.
But how do you know it's him? You don't have a detective with you.
No, not in this game. Not in this game. We will see it later in the marathon, though.
I would like to see Detective Nidoking though.
Detective Nidoking, yeah. Nidoking jumping around. Look what happened here. Oh yeah, after we beat him, we get TM28, which is Tombstone. I mean Dick. And that's very useful. That's a very useful move. What is weird about this though is that even though Nidoking is a ground type, he cannot learn the move Dig. Which is very weird. They fixed it in later generations. But yeah, would actually have saved quite a bit extra in this run if Nidoking could also have learned Dig.
How did you pick up that item so fast?
Yeah, that's also quite interesting. So there's a hidden full restore item there that usually plays a long jingle when you pick it up. Nice, nice. But because the music of the underground starts playing at the same time, it gives priority to that and it skips the jingle for the full restore. Okay, so I have to YOLO some tells here, and I get 2 encounters.
Wow,
It's about 66% to get no encounters at all. Hey, it's an Abra, that's quite rare.
nice Abra manip.
But we get 2 of them.
Do we have a second?
Yeah, for sure.
I've got another donation from Timo. This time 173 euros.
Unbelievable.
His
Very
donation is stating, "Hi all, Timo again. Needed to round the number up a bit. Also, any plans to be at First Look this year or no?" Well, the answer to that is I cannot disclose any information. But I have put the 173 euros also towards Mages of Mistralia,
Wow.
which means we only need 2 more euros to meet that incentive.
That was on purpose, I believe.
I think it was. And we've also have a 15 euro donation from Tristan Cole saying first time donator and watcher. Trying to watch as much as I can between work this week. Keep up the good work. So thank you both for the donations.
So yeah, as I explained before, we cannot teach Dig, but Nidoking is able to learn all these crazy special moves like Bubble Beam that we just got in TM from Misty, and Blizzard, etc. That's quite interesting, but it makes Nidoking quite good because it has a lot of coverage. Doing a little bit of shopping here. Sell some items. Luckily I have quite some potions left. Selling the Paralyze Heal again because we didn't end up needing it, fortunately.
Also nice to mention we have passed the 3,000 euro mark, so that means we will only need 900 and a bit more euros in order to reach Barney. So keep up the good work by donating, guys.
That's great. I have quite some potions left, so I decided to heal twice there. Because Surge can be kind of scary. Extremely scary, actually. I also need to teach Bubble Beam before next fight. But yeah, even if I'm full health, Surge can still kill us. He's a quite scary moveset. So he has Thunderbolt, which would do absolutely nothing to us because we're a ground type, so that's the best thing he can use. But he also has Growl, which makes us which makes him sometimes a 4-shot, which is quite scary when you're using Thrash. And then he has Mega Punch and Mega Kick, which do a lot of damage. But they can miss, so. We see our rival again here. This time he is quite a similar team as before, but we have some better moves now, so he's not quite a problem as before.
While we're still in the mages hype, we've got the final €2 to meet that incentive. Flotzeran supporter 123 with €2 saying, okay Dulani, just do it now. And even Timo pitched in another €2 saying, well, we gotta meet the goal now. So it's gonna be Glitch Exhibition, guys.
That's great. Happy with that. Going down. Okay, so now we've done that, we have to pick up the HM for cut. Do that, we have to, we have to help this captain out here. As a kid, I always thought it was kind of weird. I didn't really understand what's going on.
For me, that's just the fact that I didn't know English when I was a kid.
Yeah, that definitely played a role. What does this rub mean? Time for the longest cutscene of the game. And to relax a little bit.
We all love
seeing the
cutscenes.
SSN leave.
Can you go check what's under the truck to the right?
Might be a Mew.
Nah, I don't think so.
This is a glitchless, unfortunately. Cannot do it.
What do you mean? You just need to use strength on the truck and then it appears. It's not a glitch.
That's actually a good point. That's a good point. So doing a little menu here. Need to teach dig. While I'm going down, I swap for repels. So usually we try to do as much as possible in one menu. And the items that we use the most, we will swap to the top. While we're going down to use a certain item. Also, in red we would actually do a manipulation for cans here. But in yellow the cans are a little bit more predictable. Only 8 out of the 15 it is, I think, can be the first can. And then we have at least a 50%. So this is 50% to be right. And it is.
Nice.
Cool. So that, yeah, that was a 50-50 to be right, basically. But some are a better chance. So we have to think, right? Like, when you do a manipulation for something, it sounds quite easy, and like useful, but in some cases, so when you save and reset, it also loses 20 seconds. So you always have to think, like, is it worth like trying to go for a manipulation, or would you save more time on efforts by not doing it? And in yellow cans, that is the case. Like on average, you will not lose 20 seconds to those cans. Yeah, X-Speed is great, so he wastes a turn with that. He's already faster, so that's a good roll. And Thunderbolt, wow. Yeah, that was an incredibly good fight.
So skillful.
Couldn't have hoped for anything better. No Mega Kick or anything.
He's so skillful.
Yeah, very skillful. No damage there is pretty convenient for next split as well. Okay, now that we've done that, we have to listen to a quite long talk.
What a
really,
good one.
really passionate guy, you know.
Extremely passionate. But yeah, in trade for listening to his passionate story, we will get the bike voucher. So it's worth it. Getting the bike will definitely make up for all that time loss of listening to him. So yeah, another comparison with Red. We could have digged out from that house in Red and get back to Cerulean. But we cannot do that in yellow. But luckily there's the Diglett cave nearby. So we can just walk here. And still dig out. In later generations you would just get like to the entrance of the tunnel again. But luckily here we can just go to our last war point. Pick up the bike. Don't need double kick anymore. Okay, and the next fight coming up is actually the fight I referred to earlier, where we absolutely need to hit 4-turn Thrash. This girl has 4 Pokemon, and the others just don't die to anything else than Thrash. So yeah, we need to hope for the 4-turn Thrash instead of the 3-turn. It's a 50-50 to get the 4-turn.
What others to press it?
And no, I don't trust the others. And if we don't get it, then we can have still a 50-50 to hit through Confusion. So it's about a 75% to not hurt myself here. And otherwise we're quite high HP, so it's not the end of the world. But the Bellsprout has some annoying moves like Sleep Powder and Wrap. So.
He's there. He's right.
Okay, we got 4-turn.
Nice.
Yeah.
So that's only 50%, so...
Yeah, applause for Flutsrun. I've been quite lucky in marathons with that. But ESA also hit the 4-turn there. Or actually Echo hit it. So in this fight, because it has 3 Pokemon, and the last Pokemon is not guaranteed to die to Thrash, we basically take it safe here and kill the first Pokemon with another move. So that in case we need the 4-turn, yeah, we don't have to hope to not get confused, basically. Yeah, we got the range anyway, so it's fine.
I just realized something. You might have forgotten something.
Oh, wait.
Didn't
I
bring
actually
Flash.
forgot Flash.
Oh no.
Now I can't see anything.
How are you gonna get through?
I guess just pray and see if we get the right way.
You've done it enough times now, surely.
Yeah. Yeah, obviously we don't get Flash there. There's still something you can see. In Gen 2 it's actually worse, where it's like completely dark. But also there you wouldn't get Flash and just go off the sound cues. Like you would like basically hear where you bonk and change your direction based on that. But here in Gen 1 we can still see the walls. And that's basically our cue to get through this as fast as possible. Little bonk there. It's hard to do it perfectly, but we can do it. We can do it close to perfect, hopefully.
In the meantime, I've got a little quiz donation for you if you have the time.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. HN donates €5 saying, let's go for the 4K. Guys, a little quiz. Can you give us the name of Jigglypuff, but in French?
We actually know him. I'll give you guys the honor.
I forgot.
You forgotten?
This is the Oddish, by the way.
Yeah, oh yeah, this is the Oddish. This is the Oddish. That is a coin flip to die. And it has some annoying moves. But luckily it died, so we don't have to deal with that either. You remember, right? The
what was it?
Jigglypuff?
Jim, do you remember?
I do remember, if you don't. But
What does it start with?
the R.
Oh, like Rondodo?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Rondoodoo.
Rondoodoo.
Rondoodoo. Quite funny name.
That's the only one I remember, because at ESA Winter 19, Link Boss and Etienne gave me like a full lesson on how to like.
Oh, word. I was not focused. I had an optional here. That actually never happens.
There are like loads of
Yeah,
options.
clap for that. Oh,
He's already dodged like 2 or
Big
3
oof.
optionals so far. Like
Yeah.
there's so many like dotted around that you don't even realize that he's missing. So
luckily this one doesn't matter that much because it doesn't hurt the experience route too much. We use Kenny's kind of a place to eliminate this. I will actually look at how much money I get from him to see if I can spend a little more.
Should have brought Flash.
Yeah, should have bought Flash in this case. That's totally right.
that's what you get.
Have fun, man. Okay.
Bonjour. But as I was saying,
Bonsoir.
Link Boss and Etienne gave me a full like 1 hour lesson of well, the names of all the 151 Pokemon in French, and the only one I remember is Hondodu. And,
yeah.
and I think it's Geodude's name in French. That's Pikachu or something.
What? I have no idea. I only know the Rondoudou because from the French Red tournament. Like they didn't even translate the Jigglypuff name. It just said like straight Rondoudou.
We had to ask, didn't we?
Yeah.
They asked us like, oh, how many of those did you hit? It's like, well, I don't know.
Okay, no more optionals, please.
There's another one there. There.
We're just bumping into the walls. Okay, we dodged them. Let's go.
I feel like I should take full responsibility for that optional.
No,
For distracting you.
You didn't. I should be able to handle that, so. We have some extra money now. I can actually afford an entire super potion of that, so. Good strat, good strat. Having a quick look at my time. Would have been better. Still quite alright. Okay, so we got through Rock Tunnel without Flash. Let's go. Need to pick up the Max Ether here. So there's actually something I want to explain about items, because in Gen 1 you can have a maximum of 20 items in your bag, and we will actually use that to our advantage as much as possible in this run, because whenever you beat a gym leader it will try to give you a TM and does like a little story about why it gives you that TM, and when your bag is full it will not be able to do that and saves quite a bit of time. So we will, for every gym from now on, we will be at 20 items in our bag, just to avoid that.
We actually save a little bit of time without that from Misty as well. She doesn't even give any explanation as to what TM 11 is.
Yeah, Misty has a quite fast TM donation.
Here's Team 11. Bye.
Okay, there's an elixir in the middle of this underground. Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. So there's a pretty difficult queue for that, because the entire underground looks the same, but I actually count the bike pedals to know when I need to pick it up. You can also use a sound cue for it. I know that a lot of people listen to the bike music and know exactly when the elixir comes. But I find it a little bit easier to count the bike.
It's 2 frames quicker as well the way you do it. So
Yeah, exactly.
Save the frames.
Yeah. So this is our last very big shopping trip of the run. So we basically buy all items we need here. Little mistake there. So I think I can afford an extra super. Let's hope so. Would be quite awkward if I end up with not enough money at the end, but I'm pretty sure I can. Ica gave me like 730.
And what's worth to mention is that when you were doing the first bit of shopping, you were looking at the NPC.
Yeah.
Walking over there to make sure that she wouldn't block your path on the way back.
Yeah, because you can like take 2 routes to get to the stairs again, and depending on where the girl walks, you can get blocked by her. So we kind of take the other way than where she's facing. So fun fact, the rock slide that we picked up here, there's actually only 4 times that we use it, but we need to use it because the Ghastlies only die to that, and they have extremely annoying moves.
And that's where dig would have come in handy, so.
Exactly. Okay, cool, I have enough money. So that's all our shopping.
I just realized something.
What is it?
Wigglytuff's French name is Rondoudou.
Really? It's just like adding the extra do?
And Igglybuff is Rondu.
Oh. That's cute.
No, it's not. I actually think Igglybuff's French name is Todoudou. I'm not entirely sure though.
Some lesson on French names.
Wartap doesn't approve, so it's wrong. Don't listen to me.
Because this is a very big menu, we need to use quite some items, and we swap around the ones that we need to use a lot later. Use rock slide here. Swap up the X accuracies. Okay, so yeah, something interesting to talk about is X items. X items is something you see in basically any Pokemon speedrun. It's a very useful way to boost up your stats and sweep fights with the main Pokemon that you have. But what's especially interesting in Gen 1 is the X accuracy, because it's pretty broken. X accuracy entirely skips the accuracy check for the fight that you use it on. And as you saw, we just topped the move Horn Drill, and that's a one-hit KO move that's only 30% to hit. But after the X accuracy, it will just always hit. And the other requirement is that we need to be faster than the Pokemon we use it on. But yeah, it's an extremely broken combination in Gen 1 that we use to sweep some fights with.
X accuracy even takes away Gen 1 misses.
Yeah.
Pretty handy too.
So we won't see a Gen 1 miss here at least. I knew you were gonna do that.
I've been interrupted every single time so far.
Oh, I missed it on the SSN, I think. So yeah, the rifle not standing a chance again. It will get a lot more... It will get a lot stronger later in the run. But we will get to that. It's also kind of impressive how he is all the time a step ahead of us, but then with like 5 Pokemon of pretty high level, it's
The true speedrunner.
true speedrunning. But I think he's cheating personally. So these are the Ghastly fights that we need to use Rock Slide on. But Rock Slide is a quite annoying move because it has a 10% to miss. We absolutely don't want to see that. Yeah, that's fine. At least our health is quite high. But yeah, the Ghastlies can use Nightshade, Lick, and Confuse Ray. Nightshade is completely fine, especially on that health. But Lick and Paralyze and Confuse Ray is Confuse Ray, so quite some annoying moves. Another very useful thing in this game are elixirs. Yeah, yeah, it's an item that restores your power points, and yeah, they're quite fast to use because the only other way to restore it is to center or die, I guess. So yeah, elixirs are extremely useful in speedruns. Two more gas leaks to go. Be quite lucky with hitting those. Practice, I also didn't miss any. One more. Can do it, Flutzerin. Cool.
Good man.
Good job. Good boy. Making my life easier. Also funny how you cannot even dodge this rare candy. Like, we would have picked it up anyway because it's quite convenient, but the game is literally forcing you to pick it up.
Mr. Streamer, are you about to do a glitch?
Wait. Oh. I tried to dodge it, but clicked it anyway. Oopsie, I used an item. No, but yeah, it's quite a controversial thing, indeed, where we are able to use the Pokédoll, an item that is used to mark a battle as a victory, to get past the ghost. Like, we think that the game wants you to go through the game corner, but we cannot know. Maybe the game wants you to either do that or use the Pokédoll to beat that fight. We don't know. Of course, we use the fastest option.
In the classic version of the game that Araya mentioned earlier, they do actually go through the game corner. The Pokédoll is banned in that. So.
Yep, matching the Japanese rule set there.
Shout outs to Galarian and Weezing that got announced a few days ago.
Alright. Time to get the Poké Flute. Of course we need the Poké Flute to progress the story later on, get past Snorlax. So basically from this point, we could choose to either go left to the Safari Zone or right to Silph Co. But if we go to Safari Zone first, there are actually encounters there that cannot be repelled away because they are higher level than the Nidoking. So we do the Silph Co first to get a few more extra levels before we go to Safari Zone. Also, I just centered there because it's quite useful to get the horn drills back, and we need a war point anyway because we will be returning to that spot quite a bit.
Stay hydrated.
Yeah. So here we will first go to the 10th floor. Oh, okay. Which is actually an optional fight that we will do here. But the reason we do this is because there are a lot of items that this guy is basically guarding that are extremely useful for us. It's TM26, Earthquake. That is a very powerful move for Nidoking. There's a Rakendi, and there's also a Carbos that we actually also need. I already leveled to 34 here because of the extra experience from Rock Tunnel. Usually you go to 34 one fight later. We pick them up in this order because it's a little bit more convenient for the menu. Using Earthquake here. So we have 2 rare candies right now, and after the next fight, I will be using those to get 36, and together, while being level 36 and having used the carbos, I am just faster than the upcoming rivals Kadabra. It's actually a quite interesting route change that's been, I think it was about 1 or 2 years ago. Like previously we had to XP on that fight, but now we are a little bit higher level here, but lower level at the end of the game. So it actually made the late game a lot more risky than the yellow late game already is, because yellow late game is extremely risky. But it made this part a lot better and faster. So. So I'll take 1 step up there. The reason for that is if I would have been 1 step lower, then the rifle would have to walk all the way around me after this fight. And that's extremely slow. So we basically just gave him some room here to move. If we win. There's actually a small chance this fight could go badly. Because he has a Ninetales. And we're speed tied with his Ninetales. And if it uses Ember Burn, then it's actually quite bad. Because Burn also cuts your attack. So just hope I kill this. Okay, we won the speed tie. That's cool. Also, 1 horn drill. You have only 4 horn drills for this fight because we used the other one on Machoke. And it's the best to use that Earthquake on Kadabra because it doesn't produce any text boxes. So we'll quickly pick up the Lapras here, which serves for Surf and Strength. And you could also use Squirtle for Surf and Strength. In Vermilion you could basically on the way also pick up a Squirtle. But Officer Jenny, who gives you the Squirtle, talks a little bit longer than this guy. And Squirtle also has 3 moves instead of 2. Lapras only has 2 moves, so you would need to override one of the moves. So Lapras is the faster option for Surf and Strength. And this fight is extremely straightforward. They all died to Earthquake. So this part is a little indication that maybe the game might have expected you to go to Game Corner first. Because the Giovanni here basically says, hello, we meet again or something. But this is the first time we meet him here. No.
Maybe you just have a clone walking around this world.
Yeah.
He's maybe mistaken you for Gary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, who was ahead of us. So it actually makes sense. So I have to use an X attack here. Focus energy is great. We just don't want to see Fury attack there, which is a little bit slow. But what's quite scary is that this person is still faster than us and could use Growl, which negates our X attack. So I'm just hoping that he doesn't do that. Okay, cool. So that fight went quite well. In case there are any donations, it could be a good time for it.
We currently don't have any donations, I'm sad to say, but I can talk a bit about what we do here.
Sure.
Yeah? Okay. First of all, I would like to thank Nintendo Core. They are sponsoring the prizes. Nintendo Core is an online store that sells Nintendo goodies and all sorts of other merch. Be sure to check them out at nintendocore.org. And besides that, we also really want to thank the ESA for supporting the event and for allowing us to stream on their channel. And as far as I'm aware, they've also provided some of the headsets and cameras and stuff we're using, so big shout out to ESA.
So now that we're done with that, we can just dig out and end up here. It's very convenient because next stop is Snorlax and then Safari Zone. Have to do a little menu here. I believe I don't have to heal. I have to elixir though. Yeah, and I don't have to heal. Almost forgot that elixir. So let's see how we will beat the Snorlax. Get past him. We actually just run away and then he disappeared, so...
Close one.
Thank you, thank you. Very complicated fight. There's a hidden or candy here in the grass. We usually use visual cues for those to pick up. For example, on that one you can look at the third flower and pick it up. Here I really don't have to do anything, it's just hands-free. Luckily I grabbed my controller back in time. So in yellow you have a little bit more menu lag than in red, for example. So in red you would cut those bushes to get to the Safari Zone. But in yellow that's a little bit slower than biking all the way around here. We have to do that. We just have to go through all of this to pick up two very important items. Three very important items, actually. Forest stores also quite important.
I don't think we mentioned the way repels work in this game, since it's
Yeah.
different from other games.
Yeah, exactly. So of course the repels serve for not encountering Pokemon, at least if they are lower level than you. But in most games, that's a very weird pickup. But in most games, you cannot basically use a repel when a repel is still running. But in Gen 1 you can, and we actually use that to our advantage by skipping the repel wear out text box by using one before the previous one ends. And from this point, you can basically do the gyms in any order that we like. As long as we do Koga before Blaine, because that unlocks Surf for us. But we actually decide to do Sabrina first, which might be counterintuitive, but Sabrina actually has a 0 chance to kill us and gives us some useful experience for the next fights. So yeah, even though this Sabrina has a quite scary Alakazam, she starts with an Abra. And the Abra will do nothing else than use Flash on us, or maybe use an extra Fend. And we can just use that time to set up. The accuracy drop doesn't matter because we use X accuracy. Now we use an XP to be faster than the Alakazam. And then we can just sweep the fight.
At least somebody brought Flash.
Yeah. It's unfortunate that it's not very useful for her. It would have been useful for me, to be fair.
Just get good at the game, TBH.
Yeah, the Alakazam is the only one that doesn't die to Earthquake, so I need to use the Horn Drill there. Cannot use Horn Drill on all of them because I need to save some of the Horn Drill PP for Koga as well. And so here's an example of her trying to give me a TM, but she can't. That's a lot faster. It's also faster to dig out from this teleporter because it gives you the teleporter animation instead of the normal dig animation, somehow. So yeah, now on to Koga's gym. Biking or walking to this gym is very close in terms of speed. But walking is a tiny bit faster, or at least, at the very least it's the same. So we don't have to bike there. What's also interesting is that the previous routes didn't have Thrash anymore at this point. But in this route we still have it, and it's quite useful because we can use it for the last 3 Pokemon here. And that saves some Earthquake PP, that's really useful and necessary later on. It's a little bit faster to do that. And it's also quite fast to use Thrash here. Okay, so this guy has an Hypno, and his Hypno doesn't die unless I crit. Not a big deal, but he could use Confusion, which could force me to heal, and can also confuse me or crit me, so it's basically the only thing I don't want to see. Poison gas is totally fine. One of the perks of being a poison type. So I'm gonna save here. Koga is not that scary, but there's definitely a way that I can die here. It's very unlikely though. But generally, Koga is quite annoying because his first Pokemon has Sleep Powder. And yeah, obviously Sleep Powder is extremely annoying. And loses a lot of time.
Yeah, you did a practice run earlier and it was like, it was just a loop.
Yeah.
Sleep flute, sleep flute.
Yeah, it was like 5 times. Okay, luckily he goes for Psychic, which means that we can just take him out first before we set up our other X item. Type Beam could be scary because it can confuse in 10% of the cases. but it didn't, so it's great. And we're done with our setup and can just sweep the fight. Yeah, so no big difficulties so far.
We do have 2 more donations if you have time.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, first of all, we've got another 25 euros from Timo van der Werf saying, hey all, Timo here, let's round this up to 300. Anyway, remember when I said I never could attend? Well, you said Venray, right? See you guys coming Thursday.
Wow.
We also have a 3 euro donation from Satanic Nerd saying, no donations, let's fix that, shall we? Also, fun for the host. No mistake, and I'll encore this donation. So there's a tongue twister. Let's try. Susie works in a shoe shine shop. Where she shines, she sits, and where she sits, she shines. Okay, come with that encore, please.
Okay, so another menu here. Need to swap my extra text higher up. Need some moves to lap press. And rare candy the Nidoking. So you might have noticed that that was the last rare candy in my party as well. Or in my bag. And so we talked about before that we always want to have a full bag, but we actually do need to pick up some items in Dimension. So it's kind of smooth how we can use the rare candy at a very good moment because we just leveled to 42 and make space at the same time for those items. So in Dimension, there are actually some encounters that are the same or higher level than us. So this is a spot where we can get encounters, so let's pray that we don't, or as few as possible. On average, it's like between 1 and 2.
Or maybe find a shiny you can blend.
Yeah. Chinese Ninja 1. I would love to see one. In this room you cannot get any of the encounters, but on this entire room you can. There we go.
Nice.
Always painful to hear that sound. So you will be seeing either the 43 Eradicate or the 46 Eradicate. So that reset our cursor, so I have to heal. And teach Blizzard.
We received the encore. Another 3 euros from Satanic Nerd saying, a man of my word, so here you go. Well done. Also, great run so far, Araya.
Thank you very much. So we taught Blizzard there, and like in the oldest routes, we used Ice Beam always, because Ice Beam is a lot more consistent. It's a little bit slower to get than the Blizzard, but it's a lot more consistent. But when we started pushing the times for this game, we started using Blizzard, because it's yeah, as I said, it's a little bit faster, both in pickup and you can be a little bit lower level for the fights. But it's quite a scary move, because if you, at a lot of places where you just miss this move in the late game, you will just die. So it's actually not the best idea to use that for a marathon, but yeah, I thought it was fun to go for it anyway.
How are you reading these questions so fast?
I don't.
Are you cheating, Mr. Streamer?
Well, what do you call cheating?
Knowing the answers to the quizzes.
Well, they're
How
all,
is knowledge cheating?
they're all yes, so
Yeah, they're all yes. I just can spam A. Every one of them is yes.
especially the last one.
Especially the last one. I'm glad that in this game they actually removed the entire intro for the question, for every single question.
In full red.
Tombstoner, TM28, definitely, that's it. Okay, for this fight we have to save. We can die to a crit on the Ninetales, and it also has Confuse Ray. So this is basically where the scary late game begins, because most of these fights can just kill us. And as I mentioned at the start, the crit rates are very high in Gen 1. So yeah, it's definitely likely that we see at least one death somewhere in the late game. But not here, because we get Tail Whip. And now we can just sweep the fight. Yeah, so the Ninetales can either use Flamethrower, Confuse Ray, Tail Whip, or Quick Attack. Also, one of the reasons why we do this fight before the Erika fight is because if we would have done Erika first, we would have leveled to 44 in the middle of this fight. And that's actually quite disadvantageous because that kills the speed batch boost that we get from using our X attack. And then we are actually slower than the Arcanine. So we are required to do Blaine before Erika. Yeah, 2 more gym badges to go. Who would have thought Erika's the 7th gym leader? So we have to use Blizzard twice in this gym, but it's not that scary to miss it here because the Pokemon we could potentially miss it on cannot quite kill us. Execute will either use Hypnosis or Barrier, and Hypnosis is definitely the worst one. Because then I have to listen to this beautiful tune. Get out of this sleep. Okay. Yeah, he better doesn't hit me again. If you're actually in red bar for this fight, using the Poke Flute is actually quite fast because it skips the entire jingle. So Hypnosis in that case would not lose that much. It was a great Jinx, by the way, when I talk about Blizzard misses and it instantly misses. Oh yeah, that's also something I didn't even mention. Even though Blizzard can miss, it's actually quite overpowered in Gen 1 because it has a 90% accuracy. Whereas in later generations it has only 70. So in Gen 1 it's actually not too bad. But yeah. Still you will miss it. You will see it miss quite a bit. And we use Earthquake on those Pokemon because they die to that as well. It actually says super effective there. That's also something interesting. The Gloom, for example, has 2 types. It has Poison and Grass. And it will only display the text for one of the types. So in that case, it displays the text for as if it was a poison type. So it says super effective. But it's actually super effective on poison and not very effective on grass. So it's just normal effective, but still says super effective somehow. Just Elixir there. I have to use it early. Normally you use the Elixir later, but we missed a Blizzard, so We would have been one short if I didn't use it there. It's just a little bit awkward to use it on a menu where you have to scroll up afterwards again. The upside is that I now have all my Earthquakes back and I can just use Earthquake on this fight instead of Blizzard. Don't have to risk the miss.
In red, this is like the scariest fight in the game, so it always triggers us whenever he doesn't save for that. It's
Yeah. Yeah, in red, you force like the red bar all the way through here. And you have to set up an item on this fight, so you can die if he crits you. And he's very likely to crit if you use Karate Chop. But in yellow, we are not too worried about it. Even though not missing Blizzard here would be quite cool.
Bottom.
Actually, pun was not intended.
Sure. No Irish.
Not bad, not bad. We're also right above the max roll that Giovanni can do, so I don't need to heal for the fight. Oh yeah, and I walk out of this gym because I need to reset the position of the black belt that we just fought. It's faster to do that than to talk to the black belt from the right while using the teleporters or the slide thingies, because they are extremely slow in this game. Don't know why it went down for that save, but yeah, Giovanni is extremely scary. He has a Dugtrio with a 23% crit rate, or a little bit more than that. And we have to set up one item on him and one item on the Persian afterwards that can also kill me if I'm damaged. But the Dugtrio can also use moves like Fissure and Guard Spec, which would be not do anything to me. So we just hope for that. Fissure's great. And now I can just set up the X accuracy on Persian. But because we're faster, the Fissure has no chance of hitting. Cool. Damageless fight, actually. Doesn't happen too often. Actually surprised that I haven't died yet. But I have a feeling that the Elite Four will change that.
You've said about jinxing yourself, please.
I don't mind, it will be funny. Yeah, but the yellow Elite Four is incredibly scary. 4 of the 5 fights are really, really bad. Only exception to that is Bruno. But yeah, we collected all our badges, so we are now eligible to fight the Elite Four. But first, this guy again.
It's weed.
Yeah. He's still in here in the race with us. He's actually ahead of me. So because I'm quite high HP, I can safely set up on Sand Slash. There's no chance to kill me. If you would be low HP, there's a strat you can do where you try to hit the Blizzard first without X accuracy and then set up on the Execute afterwards. But the Execute has a 1 in 4 chance to hit stun spore on you, and then it's just game over. So it's quite a scary strat as well.
Yeah, with paralysis in Gen 1, even if you heal it off, the speed fall that you get from it remains, so you just, yeah, nothing you can do.
Yeah. And Ninetales didn't use quick attack. So on the Vaporeon route, the Ninetales can use quick attack. Which would definitely be scary in the last fight, because then at that point you're very low HP. Here it wouldn't have done anything rather than losing me an extra bit of time. We saved one Hornrill for the Vaporeon. Only thing it dies to.
So, Araya, will we be seeing any swag boulders from you tonight?
I hope so. I'm definitely gonna try it. So, yeah. Don't pressure me, please. So we have all 8 badges, and we get like a badge check for every single one of them.
Badge check.
Yep. In most generations, all your badges will be checked at once. But here they hired a guy to check every single one of them. So they're quite strict. Tense music into very relaxing surf music.
Why don't they let her wait on that island, like?
Yeah, she's in the water like full time.
I think maybe they fought for it and just decided, no, neither of us get it now.
Yeah, quite a lot of weird stuff in Gen 1. That's why we like it. I heard that water. At least I think I just assume it was water. Okay, so yeah. I just need to get through Victory Road by pushing these boulders. And there's actually something funny you can do, as Legend referred to as swag boulders, where if you push it from the side and you hit up or down, like right when you hit it, you can actually see a little, yeah, you can see the dust going up basically, and it looks quite funny. I will be attempting to do it on the last floor. First need to make sure I don't hit more optionals in caves.
And hope for no encounters.
Yeah, that's a good point as well. This is also a place where you're actually lower level than one of the encounters, which is the level 49 Onyx. It's not on this floor, but it will be on the next floor. It's not a quite it's not a quite likely encounter, but it definitely happens quite often that you run into it.
And swag boulders count as extra steps, so
Yeah,
even more chances.
Yeah, no, but I'm not gonna do it here. We don't like encounters. Did one anyway.
Yeah.
No.
That's why they're called swag boulders.
This guy.
I thought I will just say nothing, and in case I hit it, then we get the applause anyway. Yeah, I'm definitely not the best one at the swag builder trick. Guy sitting on the left of me is really good at it.
You can get like 23 across the whole Victory Road, so it's always nice to try for.
Well, no Onyxes yet. My repel will wear out early though.
Oh, jinxed it.
Every time.
Every time. Jinxing in this game is an absolutely real thing. Okay, my cursor will reset here, so I think I'll just use the repel here. Another reason why I do that is actually after the Onyx, you are, because of a mechanic called Desum, you are more likely to get another one. So I kinda delay the cycle there by Oh yeah, of course I'm working. I kind of delayed the cycle by just using the repel there.
Desum is something you would use in classic, right?
Right?
In the classic category, you would use the Desum to get Nidoran.
Yeah, exactly. Because you cannot use any manipulations, you will just use Desum. Basically, the knowledge of the way that the encounters line up to get a specific encounter that you want.
Loving these casual swag ones, by the way.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Definitely a lot more swag bowlers than I did at ESA.
Do you have a few moments?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, perfect. We've got a €10 anonymous donation with no comment. And we've got a €5 donation from Handtuch. My German's horrible, excuse me. I wanted to work on my master's thesis, but I guess I'll just have to watch grown-ups play Pokémon now.
Best thing to do, man.
Wise choice.
So we deposited all our other Pokemon than Nidoking in the box. That's because it's faster to do that than watching all of them in the Hall of Fame. Also buy a few Four stores here to be safe for the Elite Four, or at least as safe as I can.
When I think of Lorelei, my head turns all around. As gentle as a butterfly, she moves without a sound. She calls me on the telephone, says she'll be there by 8. Tonight's the night she's moving in and I can hardly wait.
That's great. Applause, everyone. Yeah, that's a pretty cool rhyme that, I think Keysron came up with it, right?
No, it's a song.
Oh, it's an actual song?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know. But, yeah, I started singing it in the Let's Go speedruns. Okay, Speedfall, it's a 20% he uses another damaging move. Okay, cool, there's rest. So, yeah, so I have an extra X speed with me, just in case that Speedfall happened there. And when it happens, I have to set up an extra X speed. And then the Dewgong is 80% to use rest on the second turn. So that was quite scary. But yeah, tell me more about that song. So where I have actually no idea what's wrong.
I mean, I don't remember either.
Okay.
I can find out. I think it's a common band, but I'll check just to be sure.
It's a beautiful rhyme anyway. So yeah, Lorelei is actually one of the places where I could have died to a crit there. Yeah, kind of glad we survived it.
It's by Sticks.
Alright. Yeah, I have to refresh my horn drills here. I used them all on the on Lorelei. And I need to use a few more here. That's why we have a max eater for that. Bruno is definitely the least scary fight, but yeah, he could do something annoying, which is dig. If he uses dig, I have to heal. Jinxing continues. The safer, like the thing you would normally do in runs is actually set up on the Hitmonchan. Oh, I got crit.
Ooh.
I had no idea that was a range to kill me. I had actually no idea. I thought I could live a crit. That's quite unlucky. I definitely know that I can survive a crit, but apparently it's a range to kill me.
That has never happened before.
Never happened to me, at least. I thought I was doing the saver play, but apparently I definitely didn't. I will actually go back and buy some extra accuracies, because otherwise the fights are really difficult. So let's grab a few more. Bike of shame to the shop.
You know what I think you should do?
No?
Pick up the Eevee.
Pick up the Eevee. Do I have time for that?
It's 16 more minutes.
16 more? I already lose quite a bit of time with this, so let's not do it. Wait, I actually should also get an extra speed because I used one on Lorelei. Oh. Get a few in case. Getting paranoid now. Nah, it's not too bad, but I definitely didn't expect to die there at all. I was just explaining like how Bruno is the least worst one, and then he's the one that...
What'd you say? Bionish.
Okay, there we go. Ready to challenge Elite Four again.
Just don't die for it.
Yeah. Probably would have been faster to just take Pidgey with me now. Definitely in case I die again. Okay, Lorelei part 2. Are you gonna sing again or what?
I think I'll pass.
I'm actually very stupid, by the way. I had a save for Lorelei, and I didn't go back to it. That would definitely have been the play. Just didn't think straight. Because I didn't expect the Bruno death. Huh, interesting. Don't kill me, Lorelei. Okay. Good, good. This time I will set up on Hitmonchan. Through Onyx.
Are you gonna save this time?
I don't think so, actually. By the way, I also realized that my experience is quite off now. And that could actually matter for batch boosts. Like in later fights. So...
I jinxed that, sorry.
It's quite unlucky. But yeah, I think I will just save. Because cannot take that much more time loss. To keep the estimate in mind. I think actually the best thing to do is just heal to full and then set up on Hitmonchan. Just gonna do that. Oh, I'm extremely stupid, by the way. Because I don't have the... Okay, I'm gonna save anyway. I don't have the Max Ether anymore. So I don't have the Horn Drills anymore. Quite scary. But we'll have to deal with it. We will have to improvise on this fight. I bought quite some extra XPs. Yeah. First just gonna take out Onyx with Blizzard. And then I'm gonna... I think I'm just gonna X Accuracy and X Speed on Hitmonchan. So Blizzards won't miss. That's cool. Let's see if this actually dies to Blizzard. Actually, just survived. Can finish off with Bolt.
That crits.
Maybe I have actually a better chance with Earthquake. Okay.
Do we have a moment?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Definitely.
There's kind of a small bidding war going on between Mario and Luigi for the Super Mario Galaxy run later today, or I need to say tomorrow actually. There was 10 euros donated towards Mario by RNG God saying hello with a smiley.
That's nothing.
Then Hapkeine Name donated 5 euros again. I said it once and now I will say it a second time. Luigi is banned. That made Mario come back up on top. And now Knipje has donated another 2 euros. Alice Real 2019. And now Luigi is back on top with only 1 euro advance. So if you want to change Mario to Luigi or the other way around, keep donating.
Okay, we actually got through Bruno without Horn Drills. Phew. Level 52 now for Agatha means that this will be a little bit less scary than normal because I don't have to set up on Gengar. Because we are a little bit higher level, we outspeed Gengar now, I think. Not 100% sure, but I think so. So I can set up my X item a little bit later. Yeah, we outspeed it. That's great at least. I will just X speed here. Okay. I don't have Blizzard, so I need to Thunderbolt. Gen 1 miss. Great. Third of the run. Wow. Well, at least it's quite a special run. Also, that crit mattered, because otherwise we'd have to Thunderbolt again.
So it made up for the Gen 1 miss.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm quite curious how the last two fights will go. Because my XP is a little bit off now. But yeah, generally, the last two fights are also the scariest fights of the game. They have quite a good chance to crit and kill you. And yeah, and for example, the last fight, the Blizzard is even a range on that Senseless, but maybe we might have made it guaranteed by being a little bit extra higher level. So yeah, maybe it works all out in the end. I think I didn't take any damage, so at least I don't have to heal. I will need to elixir though, because I missed all my horn drills and blizzards.
Got something to say, Jim?
That lands the side.
That lands the side.
Yeah, we raced this game a lot between us, and this and Red. And Lance it's a race decider because Gyarados here can crit, and yeah, there's been a lot of races that have come down to this point, and Lance just decides who wins essentially.
Yeah, if it's very close, then this fight is a pretty big decider. So we're just hoping for no crit here. Cannot do more than hoping here. Cool. Didn't jinx it this time. And I could finish the fight with, so I need to set up another X attack. I could finish the fight without healing, but to be safe, I will heal here, because otherwise I die to a crit or a miss Blizzard on Dragonite. I miss even. X attack. Now I just have to pay attention to if I level up before the Aerodactyl or not. Because if I do, then I lose my batch boost and it doesn't die to Thunderbolt anymore. But because I'm actually not sure, because we have a little bit of a different, yeah, XP route now. I'm kind of hoping to not level up after this. There we go. Okay, so I will have to use Blizzard and hope it hits. He's faster too, okay. Okay. Well, at least that's out of the way. Yeah. Now still the Dragonite. I also need to hit Blizzard on Dragonite. Cool. Okay, well, that was less of an issue than I thought. Yeah, if you miss Blizzard on the Dragonite, then it will actually try to use Blizzard on you. So we're actually gonna get ready for the champion. I wonder who it is.
I think it's Ronto.
Might very well be.
It's Thrash.
It's
I heard it from the back.
It's Cuba. So there he is. Our rival is faster than us. So we have to battle him to actually beat the game.
So it's a tight race between you and Wheat.
Yep, very tight. And this fight is extremely scary because his Senseless actually learned Earthquake now after all this time. And because he's good AI, he will always use it. And if it crits, I just die.
And also for the champion fight, the animations are turned on again.
Yep. Less RNG. There we go. Now I have to hit a blizzard. And there we go. And normally this is also a range to die, but I'm a higher level, so it should be fine. There we go.
And a crit for good measure.
No gem on miss, please. Cool. No gem on miss. Not a fourth one. After all those gem on misses. Only thing that's left is setting up an... Wait, there are actually two things left. Because his Ninetales can use quick attack. If quick attack crits, I think I've actually still a chance to die. It's only on Vaporeon route. Okay, didn't use it. So that means we're safe from here. It's just drilling to the end. Time will come up only after the Hall of Fame. On the very last white frame after it shows my IGT. So it's still like 1.5 minutes from here. Kind of more stressful of an E4 than I had expected, but got through it anyway. So yeah, I guess we actually end up winning the race.
Yeah.
It's kind of nice of SLB that he waited for us all this time, even when I died to Bruno. Right. So that's Flitzoran, the true hero, who pulled through even without horn drills on Bruno.
Thank you for your efforts.
What a god. Okay, time will be coming up very soon. And... time. No, time.
Debated.
Debated. Okay, thank you very much. Glad it's underestimate after the E4 shenanigans. That was a stressful ending, but made it anyway.
Might be close to my PB, I think.
Yeah. That's actually not a bad time for all of that. So yeah.
Well done.
Yeah. Thank you guys for commentating with me. Thanks everyone for watching and hosting, and thanks for having me at BSG. That's it for us. Yeah.
Oh, thank you very much for that amazing run. Next up, we will have Grandmeister playing Zaku. So if you're in for some Atari Lynx fun, then definitely stay tuned. We're gonna do the setup right now. In the meantime, we'll be playing some ads. And additionally to that, I will be leaving as host for today, but Rushla will be taking over. So see you guys later.